like, we've not had any smooth transitions to these baby steps. And we have yet to go into a baby step and not go back to the step we just came from. Hi, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jaylee Holberg. I am trying to live a simple life by simplifying my family life and my business. And it's kind of hard. But one of the major decisions we made in simplifying things is to be debt free. And we are using the Dave Ramsey plan, which has the 7 steps. If you're not familiar, real quick, baby step 1 is to save $1,000. Baby step 2 is to pay off all your consumer debt, less some long-term commitments, maybe student loans, mortgages, home equity loans. You'll pay those after step 2. It's still step 2, but you know. Then you've got step 3, which is to save 3 to 6 months worth of emergency fund, or save 3 to 6 months of expenses in an emergency fund. Step 4 is to save 15% for retirement. And then step 5 is to save for a child's education. I don't know if there's a percentage for that one. I'm still trying to figure that one out right now. And then baby step 6 is to pay off your mortgage early. Just attack it, attack it, attack it. And 7 is just to give and live. And while the steps seem defined, I should tell you that it's not like a cut and dry transition between them. Not for me. One kind of blends into 2 because it is kind of like a $1,000 bill, right? That you gotta pay. And it's an emergency fund. You're paying it yourself. That's all fine and dandy. But baby step 2, like while you're in it, things will happen. You might use that $1,000 emergency fund and have to replenish it. You might realize that $1,000 wasn't enough and up to the $3,000. That's what we had to do. Because we had 1, 2, 3, okay, here's our $3,000 emergencies. They were $3,000 at a crack. 2 air conditioners at $3,000 a piece. 2 furnaces at $3,000 a piece. 2 washer and dryer sets at $3,000 a piece. Actually, the washers and dryers, I think they were more like $2,300, but I don't know. My mom had a Kenmore growing up, and that thing lasted forever, the Sears brand, and we bought GE, and they lasted a decade, and I was so disappointed. And the guy was telling me, oh, because it's plastic parts and this and that. So I went and bought Speed Queen washers because they last for 25 years, and I don't want to have to replace a washer and a dryer, and I don't want to use one. Anyway, nothing wrong with having used one. I just didn't want one because I always inherit somebody else's problems because I'm lucky that way. But our transition between the baby steps was not smooth at all. Like, and when we got out of step 2, we got a little zealous and just went a little crazy and kind of went back into step 2 while we were trying to go forward in step 3. And baby step 2, I mean, we were in it for 38 to 40 months. And I say 38 to 40 months because we did like go into step 3 and then back into step 2. Because there is a period of adjustment, just figuring out like how are you going to save for that 3 to 6 month worth of expenses. Are you gonna, you know, go crazy like you did the debt, which I think you should, because the faster you get it over with, the better. But baby step 3 was really hard for us compared to baby step 2. Baby step 2 was finite. We knew when it was gonna end. We knew the bills we had to pay. There were some hiccups where we paid off some things where we got a couple of payoff amounts where they weren't correct, so they had to, you know, we owed a little more, or there was a little bit more interest because it went past a certain date. And then when we started baby step 3, it's just hard to pay yourself. And I couldn't, like, I had a really hard time figuring out how I was gonna do it. Like, am I gonna pay my bills first and then pay myself? And it wasn't working. So what I did is I treated it like a bill. Like, I wrote myself a payment stub and I paid myself a certain amount every paycheck, kind of like a tithe, kind of like you say for, you know, when you get into step 4 for retirement. That's how we did that too. And it's like I tithe and then the savings and then everything else. And I budget everything on sinking funds, which I'll share in a different video. I don't, like, I don't pay the phone bill with one paycheck and save part of 2 paychecks for the mortgage. I do everything on a weekly basis, and I don't have to think about my bills. Like, every paycheck, which is Thursdays, that's when I do it, Chad gets paid, I pay myself, I go to the bank, deposit the money, tithe, take it out, and put it in the account so that when the bill comes, it's there. I break all my bills down by how much they are per week. So that way when the bill comes, the money's already there. I'm not like, oh, I gotta wait because I need $30 more from the next paycheck. Like, I hated budgeting that way. And that's how I really screwed things up, because I would just spend the same check too many times. But anyway, like, we've not had any smooth transitions to these baby steps, and we have yet to go into a baby step and not go back to the step we just came from. And you know, some of it's our fault, some of it's stuff happens, people die, kids are born, people get married, I don't know, the world changes, you know. But the transition was just not smooth. So like, instead of steps, I kind of feel like we're on a baby step hill, and there's like, all right, you're at the 2,000 foot marker, you know, just shh. And it's funny because I see so many of my YouTube friends that have the same issues. Like, it's not a smooth transition. So it is possible. Anything can happen at any time to put you back, possibly even to step 1. You just don't know. And that's the whole thing while we're doing this, right? We're planning because we don't know what's gonna happen. It's going to rain sometime. We are all going to die sometime. And we just try to plan as best we can. But don't be discouraged if you go back and forward and back again and forward and back. It's okay. I laugh about it. Like, in some of the stuff, most of the times I did it to myself. When we were done with baby step 2, I wanted the department store underwear, not Walmart underwear, because for the 38 months that we were going through baby step 2, I only bought my clothes from Walmart, except for my shoes and my fleece, because I'm always cold, and it's like right now it's 2 degrees out here in Illinois. I'm like right on the Illinois-Wisconsin border. It's cold. But aside from my shoes and my fleece, everything came from Walmart. My underwear, socks, my jeans, t-shirts. I did splurge a couple of times and got a couple of those like everyday tees from Kohl's. But I run a factory, so it's not like I'm basically jeans and t-shirts, and then I am like in love with Skechers Elite gym shoes or sneakers or whatever you call them where you live. And that's like my attire. I mean, and if something came up, like I had to do a couple of conventions, or normally I would go to a store where I would get better quality clothes and pay a little bit more. I just bought what they had at Walmart because I don't wear that kind of stuff every day. I only had the shoes on for a couple hours at a time. So I'm like, you know what? $7 for a pair of flats is fine for me because I have to wear gym shoes to work. I'm on concrete all day, you know? So it was a very weird experience. But I'm all over the place today in this, and I apologize. I should be working, but I'm not. I'm here because I was just thinking about how we go back and forth between all these baby steps all the time. There is no smooth transition. You will go back and forth. It's okay. Share with me your back and forth stories. Were some of them your fault? Not your fault? Most of mine were my fault. I'm okay with that. You know, share. I want to know, I want to know, I want to know. If you want to see more of me, which you should, because I want to see more of you. If you have a channel, you know, visit my website, jayleeholbrook.com or simplebusinesssimplelife.com, and send me a link to your channel so I can check you out and watch you. Please subscribe and click the bell, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good day.